back again. Made it out of the tutorial area. Got a few journal updates. Troubled waters. Been arrested. Prison island of Port Joy. Yeah. Bound by magical collar. Okay. Merryweather. On our way to the sorcerer colony of Fort Joy. We're told there's a murder on. Okay. Yeah. Just standard introductory stuff here. Nothing new. So. How do I sneak again? Is it C? No. N? Yeah. Okay, we'll take a look around Small Tome. What's that? Small Tome. Let's take a look. Pot still. Cooking pot. Mortar and pestle. Ooh, we'll take that. Take the cooking pot. I'll take the cooking pot. Never know. Ooh, gold cup. Take that. What is this? Tome. We've too long presumed source as a virtuous part of civil society. Yet we need look no further into the past than the Source King's reign to understand the havoc such magics may wreak. One day, another order must follow in the Source Hunter's footsteps. Sorcerers must be muted. The new model of Source Collars provided by Vertiman is proving most effective. Okay. So we'll just add that to wares.
Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
Wares. Okay. Okay. I think we'll go. Let's go talk to this lady. She's my bestest friend.
Why, there you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
Nice.
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs.
Okay.
You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
The last thing you remember is hoisting your 15th pint. Is this the ram's head too? Oh, the loop.
Don't you dare! If you violate the virtue of my carpet, I'll do a good thing worse and put a collar around your neck.
Alright.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
Mentioned that there was a little accident in the cargo deck. The prisoner's dead.
Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they?
Demand to know why you're called.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
Nope, just playing trick. Don't do it.
Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise. My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all.
Aww.
Though it does look darling on you. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because to answer your question, what this collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Good to know.
Yes, this is a rare kind of magic.
Good gods,
I'll need to write to
there's been a
headquarters
murder
right
here.
away.
Quick save is F5? Okay, good. And then F8 quick load, right? Yes, okay. Just wanted to make sure. My first quick save. Hey, what's up?
Ugly sight, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen worse.
Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
Ask why she's letting you so close into the crime scene. For all she knows, you could be the killer.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
That's a trick that you haven't quite mastered.
I thought as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
Oh, wow, a gold coin! Say that you're no snitch. But... branch. Yeah, we'll help you out. Why not?
Thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this before they hurt anyone else.
Yeah, it could be me. So, was that a log? Death below decks. Okay. Find the murderer. Okay.
Please, please, please.
Bedroll. Yes, please.
That's enough now.
Oh.
It was one of them. I know it.
And I think there's an option
I'm trying to concentrate.
to not automatically add. Oh, let's turn the autosaves up. We'll do 5, no, 8, and 8. We'll do max autosaves at 4, quick saves at 8. Reset tutorials, nope. Yeah, that's fine. Piece highlights. Circle.
Today, Junior?
Remove unmemorized skills. Well, no, don't do that. Add arrows, consumables, scrolls contain skills. Okay, you can add new skills. Why did the bedroll get added? Isn't that a usable item? Well, let's just do that. Wait, was that? It said bucket. Wait, that was a rope. Oh, there's a bucket
I'll
right
give
there.
you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Money! Nothing. Another sheep?
I'm not suited for this. It's sea cow, not sea sheep.
Why are the sheep's wool?
Haven't got any shears, have you? People these days.
Yeah, well, if I find some, I'll come back. You need to get all puffy with me. Got another box. Nope. Anything else? Okay, let's go say hi to the other passengers.
Always hung closest to our
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
Go along, take her arm with a grin. Tell the children they must be mistaken.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and get, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
Okay.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
That's true enough. Lucy, you presume?
You presume right.
Ask her if she knows anything about the murder that happened on board.
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
True enough. You ought to have a look around. Yeah, we can watch each other's back.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it.
Aww.
You take care, though.
Bye.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Right.
Unacceptable. I've never died
Oh,
on
I want to
anything
play
less
ball.
than a dozen
Can I
calls.
play?
Human, like me. That means we're friends already. My mum told me not to make friends with lizards and elves and dwarves and stuff. But I think they're okay.
Good on you, kid. Don't listen to your mom. She's... well, she's a bitch.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
Oh god, never again.
You look like my daddy. His name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home.
Alright. Reader. Trice. Thank you. Do you have anything? Oh, these kids have stuff. Nothing I want. In fact, I don't even think I can afford it. Ooh, it's Sabille.
It was one of them. An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
Ask if you can join her.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid.
Oh,
Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
Insufferable, surely.
whose fate is she deciding?
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
Oh, thank God.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
Ooh. It's probably best to take your lead.
She smiles contemptuously.
Just a kitten in a corner, aren't we?
Yeah. It's nice meeting you. Have fun. Bye.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Let's move this
Don't
box
you
out of
get
the way.
saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
There we go.
I know if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this trampy thing.
New fish. Son of a bitch.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Move closer. Oh, I got soldier options. For some reason, your instinct cries out to salute to Ifan, but you hold yourself back. I will salute to him.
Ifan seems amused at the gesture, but he bats your arm down from the salute when the Magister sees what you're doing.
You served?
Tell him indeed you did. You served Lucian.
Me too. A long, long time ago now. Long before sauce became reason to leash a man like a dog.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less
Thank
that way,
you.
right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
Ask Ethan why the Magister suspects him of murder.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Ask Ethan what he did to find himself at the mercy of a subordinate.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Say he still cares about the murder. Did he do it? Alright,
No.
good enough for me.
The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without
Fair
good
enough.
reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Ask Ethan if he knows anything about where we're headed. Fort Joy.
The Joy? I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
So you'd like to meet Alexander? You'd show him exactly what you think of his bloody divine order? Tell Ethan that's one acquaintance you're not eager to make. Wow, words are hard.
Not eager to bow before the great Bishop Alexander, son of the divine himself. My sentiments exactly. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Tell him your name is Victor. That's right. V-I-K-T-A-R. Victor.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
My name is John Smith. All right.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips, as he leans back against the wall.
Bye, Vic. Me and you are going to be best friends. I just know it.
Just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
You think me mad?
Hello.
Mad? No. Insufferable?
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
Okay.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Humor him. Let's see where this leads.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
It was one of them. I know it. Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about
No, we're not much of a cook.
Oh, goodness, no. And don't even mention the demon's testes that are turnips.
Okay.
On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short,
Yeah. Stick a thumb through one of the holes in your garb and say these provide cool and some.
yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
Rubbing your chin, tell him you're trying to recall the last time you bathed. What month is this? So you most certainly have personal pride. You're no stranger to combs, powders, and perfumes. We have some personal pride here. Yeah.
The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can groom, but you have the taste buds of a dung beetle and the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry.
Assume a sad face and tell him you're mightily disappointed.
I know, but you just don't have what it takes. A good slave's made of sterner
Aww.
stuff, I'm afraid. Still, hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine. You keep dreaming, you hear?
Oh, I love that. Bottle of beer, mug of beer. Let's drink some beer. Drunk.
Ask what you must. I've nothing to hide.
Ooh.
Seems to me you should be a little more
Ooh.
afraid. There's a killer about, after all.
You one of them? A divine order loyal? They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make no
Yes, you
mistake.
Gil. Nothing.
Please, please, please.
That's enough now.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten.
Hello.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
What are you meant to be hearing?
The ship, of course.
Listen to the sounds of the ship.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Tell him the ship is moaning like a sick man.
Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close.
Close your eyes and try to listen to the ambient sounds and the ship fade away.
There now, just like that. Squeak! Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back, the other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
You heard it, but what is it supposed to be?
It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
You idiot.
Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Ask why he's so excited about reaching Fort Joy. You haven't heard anything good about the place.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
Say nothing but look him over once before leaving. You may want to find him again inside Fort Joy. Anything else? Bedrolls, buckets, beer.
How dare you
Get that
classify
bottle.
this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty.
And I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely
She is crafting, right? Recipes. Food. A boiled potato.
There has been a
Cold
murder.
mashed potatoes.
Maybe
Mashed
that has
potatoes.
just as more
Okay, so I
concern
make the
than
mashed and then I put them in a fire. Alright.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly
Mashed
don't know
potatoes
the
in an
first thing
oven.
about
Cook
sauce.
pot. Wait, there's. Okay. So how are these any different? Boiled potato and any milk. Okay, so this is an uncooked potato that I just hit with a hammer. Alright, well. Mashed potatoes. Small poison bottle, we'll take that.
dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken
Watermelon? Sure.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all
Muddy
I...
mittens. Take those.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't
Garlic.
intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has
Journal.
been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the
Knife.
Magisters more concerned than your
Potato.
appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about
Cooking
sauce.
pots. Alright, Victor.
I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
Hello.
They don't care about
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
Truly.
You think me mad?
What do you got? Anything? Nope. Nothing there. A log.
Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
An apple.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Money.
Ask what you must.
Folks,
I've
the
nothing
kids.
to hide.
Seems to me you should be a little more afraid.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out and takes your hand, turning it this way and that, examining it from every angle. Finally, he pinches your skin, gently tugging at it.
Fascinating.
Okay.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
Reach over and ruffle his hair with a grin.
What purpose did that serve? Was that a greeting? Was it... Oh dear. I seem to have crossed some cultural taboo. How... difficult. You have my apologies, human. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once.
Look at him curiously. You're not sure if he understands what's happening.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Understanding is all rather relative. Take this book, for example. I understand all of it, and yet none of it makes sense.
Okay.
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
Tell him the history of Vivillon is a history of the Divine Order. Talk about Lucian the Divine and his son Alexander.
Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
That's why he's so curious about the gods.
The elf's face freezes for just a second before he waves his hand dismissively.
Oh, it's just one of my idle curiosities. We mortals do like to consider these things, do we not? Now, please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
Shrug and take? Yep. Let's just get out of here. Who are you? Mr. Payton.
It was one of them. I know it.
Still haven't found who murdered anybody. Told to register a Magister William at the other end of the ship. Okay, there he is.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
Ask if he actually cares. Ask if he'd be fine collared like a dog and stuck in his ship's hold with a corpse and a murderer on the loose.
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, sir, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Oh, he was actually pretty nice.
I always knew you'd
You seem on edge, officer. Trained on her.
What
And
on
if she
earth is
tries
the
to
matter?
run,
Oh yeah, I have some stuff too.
You seem on edge, officer.
strong
What on earth
suspect
is the
you
matter?
know all about it. Murder
Do
most
you?
foul.
You got
Well,
strong
perhaps
suspect
you're
you know all about it.
absolutely right.
This tome contains
Do
no
you?
text. Instead,
Well,
sketches of
perhaps
dragons
you're
fill every
absolutely
page.
right.
The artist is hardly talented, but clearly enthusiastic. Yeah. Take that. At least it gives me a little armor.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
I solved it! Solved the case!
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
What?
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her. hands
Yes,
and feet.
sir. Turn to leave. This murder must be brought to justice.
By all means, do as the officer says. But you had better hurry, because
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh boy. Source blast. Oh, shit.